Thank you for tuning in to TalkWad.com, the world's fastest growing internet radio network. Please check out all the other great shows on www.talkwad.com.
You are listening to ComedySlamRadio.com. From our studios to the world, we bring you the finest in quality entertainment. So pop some popcorn, grab a smooch buddy, and settle in for another fine show from ComedySlamRadio.com.
Here we are. Here we are. This is real life humor, guys. Brought to you proudly by Talkwad Network. Please check out other shows with Talkwad Network at www.talkwad.com. I got something to ask our sound man over there. He can hear me. I'm sure he can. Sound guy, you with us? Yeah. What now? It says talkwad.com. What about ComedySlamRadio.com? How does that tie in with this?
Talkwad is the main company, and Comedy Slam is one of our stations.
Ah, okay. Coming together.
So it's like Comedy Slam, Talk Slam, Rock Slam.
Ah, all right. I got it now. This is okay. So we're just one of the little babies here. We're one of the little kids. Well, welcome aboard, folks, to another hilarious edge of your seat edition of real life humor. I got my girlfriend here this time, so we got to keep it kind of clean. We can't get crazy or anything. Keisha's here. Say hi, honey.
Hi.
Yeah, that's her. I just woke up, so bear with me. I need to get the brain flowing. I just woke up, took a nap because last night I was up till 5:30 in the morning, and I feel like I am hungover, like I was partying all night. Unfortunately, I drank some coffee at like 1:30 in the afternoon, and I was up all night. I sound like some old person. That's ridiculous. Who drinks coffee at 1:30 in the afternoon and stays up till 5:30 in the morning because they can't? I should have a better story than that. That's pretty sad. It should have been something involving Gasparilla going over the bridge to Tampa and coming home at 6 in the morning. But no, I had a shot of espresso, so that's pretty. My system's too clean, I think, is the problem. I've been juicing for the last week, and my body's too clean, so I think I feel too much of the bad stuff when I do it. Like drinking some wine last night, I got a buzz from a glass of wine, a little bit of a buzz, a little bit, from some spoiled wine. Sour, tastes like vinegar and wine combined. But we're juicing. We're trying to clean out the body, so we can go back to drinking and eating a bunch of crap again, throwing it back in the body. No, we're going to try to eat cleaner now and be good because just tired of eating all the crap, man. You know, like everybody else, just eating hamburgers. And I don't do that though. We don't eat meat, but the average American, I think if I ate like the average American for a week, I'd probably be in the emergency room. It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it is.
I mean, we walked down the aisle of Walmart the other day, and I looked at all the food, and I said, honey, there's no nutrients in any of this food. There's nothing in this. All these people walking around are like zombies. There's no nutrients in their bodies. They're just living off of food in boxes and pizzas and stuff like that. Like all those TV dinners you buy, like Healthy Choice. If you looked at the nutritional content, like if they actually analyzed it, it probably has like the nutritional content of a quarter of an apple. That whole meal of Healthy Choice. It's probably like eating a quarter of an apple of nutrients. So we're walking around like time bombs, zombies, deficient in nutrients. And I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good. Get a juicer. Okay. What I'm saying here, just buy a juicer. Go to Walmart. It's $50. And get some juice. If you want to know a good recipe, I'll tell you because I've been doing it for the last 15 months now, every single day. I'm actually 68 years old. You look at me. Look at this. Look at this right here. 68. Huh? I don't look a day over 50. Actually, I'm 45. I'm 45. I've had a lot of miles put on me when I was younger, and now I'm trying to make up for it, clean out the body.
Have you felt a difference with the juicing? Like I felt.
Not like you, where you were crying last night, and the night before you were laughing, and the night before you were on the roof getting ready to jump off, and the night before that you were running naked around the house with laughter.
Yeah.
And
I've
I'm
been
just
going
kind
through a
of,
lot.
she's just up and down with it, and she blames the juicing, but she's been like that for 4 years now. Stop taking her meds. No, I don't know if I feel much different. I feel more clear-headed, I think. Maybe a little more clear-headed. But I still would like to drink a beer now and then. Are we going to not drink any alcohol? Or
I really don't want to put anything
like one
bad
beer?
into my body.
I think one beer, though, I think is actually good. Or like a glass of wine, I think is actually good for your body. I don't think it's bad.
Listen, last night you said, why don't you have a glass of wine? One glass for you turned into 2 glasses, and
Honey,
then
the
you're complaining
glass
that it
was
was
like-
sour.
The glass was like a thimble.
Listen, that's 1 glass.
Boy, oh boy. Last show you're going to be on. Jeez. Battling the host of the show. No, that's not right. That's wrong. I'm still going to drink beer. Not a lot, but I'm going to drink a couple of beer. My grandfather drank like a 12-pack every single night for 50 years, and he lived to be 89 years old, so it can't be that bad.
It's all genetics.
You drink a beer, it's a shot of alcohol, and then it's 11 shots of water. And it's probably very good water, too, purified, clean water. So you're drinking, if you have 12 beers, that's 133 ounces. It's a gallon of water you're having. So if you have a 12-pack of beer, you're drinking a gallon of water and then just 12 shots of alcohol.
And
It's
a
like
lot of
it's basically like a beer. You fill a beer up with vodka, and that's what you're going to drink for the night, but then you're going to drink a gallon of water with that. So that's kind of what it is, like drinking a 12-pack. It's like a beer filled up with vodka, and then that's quite a bit, though, isn't it? 12 ounces of vodka.
Oof.
Yeah, it can't be good in the liver. Don't drink, guys. Don't drink that much. Talking to people about not drinking, especially in Tampa Bay, is like talking to New Yorkers up in New York City about not being rude and not being in a hurry. I know New Yorkers because I just moved back. Her and I just moved down. We were living up in Pine Bush, actually, which is the Catskills up in New York. I was up there for 2 years, out in the woods, chopping wood to stay warm. That's what you do all day. Chop wood, cut it up, bring it in, quarter it, start the fire, throw the wood in. After the fire's done, empty all the stuff out of the fireplace, clean it out, and then do it all over again. Well, all you got to do in Florida is just look over and be like, Harry, can you turn that on 78? I think it's a little bit cold out. And just turn the thermometer. The temperature here is so mild at night, like when it's cold. Like you go out and you're like, you have to actually go out like with a t-shirt on. You like go out and you got to sit there for a second. You're like, is it cold out tonight? Like if you're going to go for a walk, you're like, is it cold out right now? You got to go out and kind of feel it and think about it. Pine Bush, you go out and you're just shivering and shaking, and you know it's cold because it's 12 degrees and the wind's blowing. Here you go out, honey, is it cold out tonight? Does it feel cold to you right now?
Yeah, those were hard times.
Woo!
Those were hard times, getting up in the morning.
Oh, God.
4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, she would
It's
get up at
freezing.
she would get up at 4:30 and do cardio at 4:30 in the
Eh.
morning, and then go to work. And I'm like, how do you get up at 4:30 in the morning and do the cardio machine, and then you have to go to work at a school all day with kids screaming, middle school, high school, all
Loved it.
day?
Love it.
Oh, I have nightmares about that, about waking up and I'm back in high school again, and I can't open my lock combination, and I got to get to class because I got a geometry test, and I can't open my lock. I have nightmares of that. Just kids picking on me because I had red hair. Why is it kids pick on me when I had red hair? I don't understand. What's wrong with red hair?
Red
There's-
hair.
There's like 7 of us in school. There's like 7 redheads out of like 600 kids in school. There's 7 of us. We're like unicorns in there. It's like stepping on a seahorse on the beach. You know, get him. He's got red hair. Beat him. I'm like, why don't you beat up all the other people here with black hair, brown hair, any other color hair but red hair? What's wrong with red hair? We're harmless. We're freckly. We don't take any of your women away from you. What's wrong with us? Leave us alone. I'm not pulling any chicks here. Leave me alone. I'm actually good for the environment. All the bullies that beat me up. I think I'm just going to go back to school and bully some kids, make me feel better. Actually, I'll probably get my butt kicked in school still. They're bigger than I am, right? There's kids in there that are pretty big, right?
Yeah, they're pretty big.
With seniors,
Mm-hmm.
200 pounds.
Yeah, full-grown beards.
Yeah, we had a guy, Jeff Trice. He was 240 pounds. He's on the football team, had a mohawk. Used to beat everybody up all the time. And then one night he was at a party on the weekend, and these kids came in with masks on, like catcher's masks, and they were beating him with baseball bats. Like 3 or 4 guys were hitting him. Broke his ribs, his arm, and I don't know, just messed him all up. He was all messed up. So I saw him a couple years after that in the mall, and he was all conservative.
He was alive?
Hair was combed over to the side.
God.
Had glasses on, real quiet. I'm like, wow, Jeff Trice? Unbelievable. Yeah. It's amazing what 4 baseball bats can do to your ego.
It's horrible.
When all he had to do was grab a microphone and step on stage in New York City and do comedy for a couple months, and that would have had the same impact. That's what I felt like happened to me after 2 years. And how long was I up there in New York City? I was there from July 2008 until May 2010 when I moved in with you, right? So about 2 years of hitting the stages in New York City, 2 years. And if you're an aspiring comedian and you want to get discovered and make it, quote unquote, for the camera up there, make it, you don't need to go to New York City. It doesn't matter. You're just going to get taken advantage of. Like all the other comedians there, there's comedy clubs there that they have comedians working at the club all day for stage time, for like 8 minutes of stage time. So
that's abuse.
Yeah, you're working all day, you work 8 hours, and they put you on a stage in front of, 70, 80 people for 8 minutes, and then you got to work again all day and that's what they're doing. They have free labor. They have free comedians. It's a total scam. It's like, there's one place on what's the main road there? Is it Broadway? The one that runs down Times Square?
Mm-hmm.
Broadway? Right?
Could be.
There's a club there that just, it's like the McDonald's of comedy. Ha Comedy Club. Ha. Crappy comedians. And they just basically have a bunch of barkers. They're called barkers. It's people that are out in the streets and they're saying, comedy show tonight, comedy. We got Seinfeld. And they're just lying to people. Yeah, they're saying, we got Comedy Central comedians. And you go there and it's just crappy comedians.
Are you kidding?
And they charge like $20 to get in. And it's like $7 a drink. And people never come back again because it's so crappy. But all they do is keep getting new tourists.
Yeah, they're getting the tourists.
They have nonstop new tourists, so they can have shitty shows, and they can say it's the best comedians, and that's what they do there. Oh, brutal. I was trying to get on stage there and do some spots, and then I realized what the place is like, and hey.
I wonder what happened to that guy, that elderly gentleman.
Who's that?
I forget his name.
Oh, the old comedian?
Yeah.
Charlie?
Yeah.
The bald guy? Old bald guy?
Charlie.
He's 82 years old when he started doing comedy. 82. And now he's let's see, that was about 4 years ago. So now he's 86 years old. He's still doing it. He's still going, and his mother lived to be 99, I think.
Jeez.
So he could do it another 10 years, or more, who knows. But isn't that crazy? He started doing comedy at 82. I started at 38, and I thought that was kind of late. I'm like, 38. Most comedians start when they're like 20, 25. This guy's 82. So it's never too late to start it. He was, he should do nursing homes because they'll fit right in.
He should come.
He probably lives in one now, actually. He can just wake up and start doing funny stuff on. Yeah. Old Charlie.
Yeah.
So last night was the Gasparilla. and a bunch of my friends went there, and it's basically like Mardi Gras in Tampa. And it's just a bunch of people drunk, throwing beads around. Nobody really knows what's going on, and that's it.
Mike
Just
Peterson
drinking.
had a whole bunch of beads in his hands in his picture.
He did.
I said, "What the hell?
He's
Who's
trying
he
to
giving
look
those
at. He's
to?"
trying to look at like women to flash. It's so ridiculous. Like these guys go to a bunch of beads and they just want to see women's boobs. I'm like, that bad? You really want to see women's boobs that bad?
Well, women want the beads, the big beads.
It's unbelievable. Just if women want, just go online. You can buy all kinds of beads.
Yeah, but it's not the same. You're not getting it from a man. You're not getting his
my
attention.
Gosh, they should just give him money instead of beads. Just,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
Just
that's
why.
good.
Why beads? Just money. Just
It's a good
start throwing
idea.
dollar bills and tens, and it's so ridiculous. God.
Mm.
Then they just drink all day, all night. How do you feel after drinking all day, all night? Then you go home at like 3 a.m. drunk. How do they feel today? Oh, that's why I don't want to drink anymore. I don't like that feeling of just feeling like tired out and shot. Kind of like I am now.
Mm.
Because I had my shot of espresso. Pretty sad. I think we're going to get a caller calling in sometime in the next 15 minutes. So whenever you want to call, the heck's her name? Can't remember the name. My memory's shot. I'm sorry.
We'll call her the caller.
I'm shot. The caller. No memory. Just blame it on my parents. My dad has no memory. My mom has no memory. I can barely remember their names. No memory. I don't know what causes no memory, but they have really bad memories. So bad, they're probably not listening tonight. And I told them today about the show.
I
Both
was
shot.
wondering if he was going to call in.
Who?
Or not call in, but text in.
Oh, my dad?
Yeah.
He's probably texting now, but I didn't bring my phone.
Oh.
Because last week he just kept texting me the whole time during the show. When the other comedian was just talking the whole time. So you got to be careful who you bring on, because sometimes people just talk, and he was just talking and talking. And I just sat here. He just talked the whole time. I just sat here. I'm like, really? Huh? And I was just texting my dad, and unbelievable. Unreal. So we went to the beach today. And we went out there at 3 o'clock because we did not want to get burned. We didn't want to get sunburned. So we went out at 3 o'clock. It's January. Okay. It's January 20 something, 27th, 28th.
27th.
I figured 3 o'clock you go out and the sun's going to be kind of mellow and we can just relax and hang out. But we got fried. We got burned going out at 3 o'clock in January. So I think it's because it was calm out. The sun was hitting the water and it was all reflecting on us and then hitting the sand, and it was just insane. I just was getting burned like I was out there at 11 in the morning, getting fried. January. And the place, there's millions of people out there. Tons of people on the beach. Way more than there used to be. I don't know what's going on. More. I think there's more Europeans here or something. I think they're moving in. They're buying a lot of our real estate. I know that because my dad's in the real estate market, and he said a lot of the Europeans are buying stuff up because their dollar's worth more. So they're
Lucky them.
yeah, it's worth almost twice as much more. So they're getting stuff for nothing here. Very cheap. No way.
How
Wow.
exciting.
Let it rip. Uh-oh. Sounds a little bit choppy. Hold on a second. See if you can get the sound right. It's a little bit chopped up. Are you there? Yeah, it doesn't sound good. Can you hear it, honey?
No.
All right, call back again. We got a really bad connection. Okay? Okay, thanks. What was that? It sounded like Skype or something. Was that Skype? Oh, Skype? She's calling from the moon, so it's going to be a little bit choppy. Yeah. Do you get bad ones like that? Bad connections? Really? Huh. Kind of strange, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
There it is.
Okay.
Wow, you were like when you called in a second, it was like, I was like, hello? You're like, I'm like, how you doing? That's what it sounded like. Can you see us? Hello?
That wouldn't be good.
That's what it sounded like. Now, where are you calling from? You're calling from, who is this?
It's Donna Kavanaugh.
Okay, hi, Donna. I'm Dave,
and I'm calling
and
from
Keisha.
Philly.
Philly? Okay, Philly. It's my girlfriend here, Keisha.
Hey, how are you?
That's
Good, how are
Donna
you?
right there. Are you watching us on the screen?
Yes, I was.
Isn't that amazing? Like you can see me going like this right now. I'm new to this. This is like amazing, man.
All kinds of things.
Isn't that nuts? So now you have a website called, what is it?
It's called humoroutcasts.com.
Humor Outcast. Outcast single or plural?
Well, either one, but usually I use plural.
Either one
And-
works?
Well, because I bought both.
Oh my God, she owns like 700 different websites.
No, I don't.
It's humor or funny or hilarious or kind of funny. Outcast, rebel, jerk.
Well,
Dot-
you know what? It's Outcast because there was a small group of us who we used to write. I've been writing humor forever, but we used to write on some internet sites, and they got very conservative.
Mhm.
And we kept getting flagged and kept getting pulled down. And I'm a PG-13 writer, so
Mhm.
it's not like, I'm cussing up a storm or
Right.
anything. But
Wow.
people were offended
Really?
if I used body parts or things like that.
Hmm.
So just as a hobby, I said, you know what, I'm going to start my own site
Mhm.
just so people had a place to be creative, and it
Nice.
just ballooned.
How long ago did you start that?
I started it'll be 2 years in May,
Mhm.
and we went from like maybe me and maybe like 4 other writers, and now I have over 70 writers from all over the world,
Oh, that's cool.
and from newbies
Mhm.
to the very established Hollywood producers and screenwriters.
Now, how do they send in material? How does it work?
It's very simple magazine WordPress format.
Mhm.
So it's a submission site. So like if people say, "Oh, I want to write for you," they have to submit to my editor, send material to my editor,
Mhm.
Betsy, and if it's okay, they sign up as and we promote them to an author, which means they can post as they want. If someone needs work, we'll say, you can be a contributor and let us look at it, let us edit it, tighten it up, that kind of thing.
You know what you should do if they need work and they're not that good, just charge them money and then put them on your site. Like right now, I'll pay you money right now. I'll give you like $50 a month to be on your site and tell people I'm good.
Oh my God, that's actually a great idea.
Yeah, good. Welcome. Yeah, welcome to Facebook.
But now I have to pay you a cut if I do that.
Unreal. Yeah, you should be able to accept all writers. If you're not that good, we got to charge you a fee. You're not that funny.
You're not funny. We got
I had a website. I had a similar thing like Humor Outcast. I had the waroncomedy.com. That was my show. It was a radio show. It was a traveling comedy show, and it was called The War on Comedy because I don't. How do I say this without getting in trouble with the comedy clubs? I hate comedy clubs.
Don't
You're
hold
done.
back.
I just don't. I don't know. I got basically kicked out of another one 2 weeks ago because I was doing an open mic there. It was in Tampa, and I was doing comedy, and it was like 2 hours into the show. They put me on stage after 2 hours of the show starting. So it's like the crowd's already worn out. It's been 2 hours. They want to be out of there. So I
Right.
go on. They give me 6 minutes. I'm doing my set, and the crowd's kind of low energy, and I'm like, in my mind, I was just thinking, you know what? Let's just talk what
Go
we
for it.
let's that get whatever I say. You know what? It usually gets me in trouble. And I said, you know what? And then I started talking about the cover charge that they charge to get in there, and the manager of the place is there, and I was like, I don't know. I was saying something to the crowd, like, you guys want funny stuff? You expect everybody to be funny? I said, this is a free comedy show. They're like, no, it's not. I'm like, you paid to come to an open mic, and they paid the same as the comedians. They paid $13. So it's $13 for a comedian to go in and do 6 minutes. And I was there for 2.5 hours. I paid $13 and I got 6 minutes of time in front of a crappy audience that paid
You would
$13.
think that as you're further down in the show, that they would discount it.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of money for an open. If everybody charged $13 to do open mics, and I do like, I'm doing like 3 or 4 a week usually, so that'd be like $55 a week plus gas. So it'd be like $100 a week. That'd be like $400 and something a month just to practice open. It's too much. It's stupid.
Yeah.
So the manager got all mad and yelled at me. And there was another one I can't go in, but my website was the Warren Comedy, and that's why we did it, because I just didn't like how comedy clubs, the politics of comedy clubs.
See, it's the same thing. I didn't like how the internet site started to be so picky and so conservative with comedy. I mean, you're supposed to be a little bit out there and make people laugh, and and sometimes you're a little naughty.
Yep.
One of the letters I got, one of the notes I got, you were being a little naughty.
Naughty, it said? Unbelievable.
Naughty.
Shaking their finger at you. Yeah, you can't restrict what people, I mean, you don't go over the top, but you can't. I mean, creativity, you can't restrict it,
No, you can't. And, even, sometimes though with like Google, if I can say that word on air.
Oh, yeah, you can. We only got 3 viewers. Don't worry about it. 1, 2, 3.
That's my only rule is don't cuss in the titles, because I don't want to.
Oh, the crawlers.
Google.
Yeah. Yep.
But other than that, I mean, it's pretty much. People can write what they want. I just say, just keep it at R, so there's not, so much backlash if you can. But language is language.
I want to check out. I got to check out your website. I didn't get a chance to look at it yet, but I want to look at it and see what it's about. It's amazing. You have that many writers around the world.
From Europe, and then we started because to talk about just like sort of like taking off. Then this year, because a lot of them were writing books as well, but writers, very few writers have discretionary income to put into publishing.
And comedians.
So we started Humor Outcast Press, where we have an imprint publishing house, and it's sort of quasi-traditional independent, and we handle all the publishing stuff from ISBN numbers, getting it out there, formatting, cover design, and and then they pay us on a royalty basis rather than an upfront fee like they would have to do with the vanity press.
So do they print to order? Is that what it's called? Is that how they do it?
Yeah, it's print on demand like everybody's going.
So what does it cost to do that, to write a book? How much money do you need to get it?
Well, if you don't know how to independently publish and you hire somebody to edit and do all that, you can be talking about $2,000. It's not cheap for somebody to do it, especially if you want a quality thing. I mean, at the beginning, independent publishers, you had a lot of, tacky stuff. People were just slapping together books.
Just to say they wrote a book, right?
But now traditional publishing is so different, and it's almost like unless you're like a Snooki or somebody, you can't get a contract. And so, you had a lot of talented writers. And we don't do just humor. We do every genre. Like we've even had, because of 50 Shades of Grey, because everyone then thought we could do erotica. So we published an erotica too. I mean, we're not prejudiced. We'll publish.
I got to check that out. I want to look at that site maybe, because I was trying to write a book. I started writing it, and it's just interesting to me to do that. So I want to check out that site.
Yeah.
Is this how you make money? Is this all you do, or is this just a hobby, or?
Well, it started as a hobby. Now, down the road, I would really like it to be my full-time thing, and I do freelance still because we invest in the site all the time. I am very lucky that I'm married to a computer engineer. So he builds all the sites. He handles all the tech stuff. He's really good. So he saved me thousands and thousands and thousands, because if I didn't have him, I'd be paying somebody, and I probably would have already put out close to maybe $100,000.
Yeah, it could have been. You could have married a heart surgeon. He couldn't help you at all.
No.
What's he going to do with your website?
And then he'd never be home anyway.
Never be home. Why would you want to be a doctor? Why would anybody want to be a doctor?
I don't know.
Or a pilot. Any of those things that you thought were really great when you were a kid, like a doctor, a lawyer, a pilot.
I wouldn't even want to be a fireman. I mean, that just to me is like, what? You want me to go in there and like get hurt? No, I don't.
I got a degree in engineering, and I threw it out 2 months ago. I threw it in the dumpster. Yeah, that's how much it means to me. I threw it in the dumpster. Mechanical engineering from University of Florida, nice prestigious school, and I threw.
Yes.
Because it doesn't mean anything to me. I hate it. I couldn't stand it. Going to the corporate world every day.
I feel bad, and I'm going to say this. I feel bad for engineers in the U.S. because they just are the first ones to get tossed out in the corporation.
I lost every single time. I lost like 5 jobs. They kept hacking me.
And then they just yell at you. Well, we need more stuff made in the U.S. But you keep dumping all the engineers.
I know. Yep, you're right. I know. Yeah, no, nothing's made here anymore. I think we make like pencils and beer.
And then I was just, did you read this today? I was just reading that houses in Florida, where you are. Do you know this? Did
What?
you read this? 62,000 of the new houses in Florida, which is half the number of new houses that went up in Florida, are maybe contaminated from Chinese drywall.
What? What do you mean? Like
Yes, I
contaminated
swear to
how?
God. I
Asbestos
swear
or
to God.
something?
Jeez.
We put a little high fructose corn syrup and asbestos in it. What do they put in?
It has all these things that could cause like allergies and respiratory things. And now
Really?
they have to go through all those houses and test them, and they might all have to have all their drywall
Oh my
taken out.
God. China is just killing us.
They are killing us.
God, China and Mexico. Mexico's doing it too.
And
Eh.
nobody's watching out. And so at dog food, how many times I now have to go to the store with a magnifying glass just to see, okay, is this treat made in China? Because I can't give that to my dogs if it's made in China.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. You know what really bothers me though? Here's what really bothers me is you can read a label on something. Like pick agave syrup, okay?
Okay.
Because I was trying to stick to like natural sweeteners. So I looked at agave syrup and I looked at the ingredients on it and everything was great on it, okay? So I bought it. We're using it, and I find out later on that in Mexico they watered it down with high fructose corn syrup sometimes. Some places were doing it.
No.
It's okay, just put it, it's okay, put it in, man. They know not gonna know.
You have to buy it at like someplace like Whole Foods or Trader Joe's.
No, it was in Whole Foods too, the same stuff. It was in health food stores, the same brand.
Really?
Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
See, you just can't. You just
I
can't trust
that's the
anybody.
thing. That's why her and I have just been like eating Whole Foods and juicing because there's so much stuff that's like bad for you that you don't even know about, you know?
You don't know what the ingredients are.
MSG, it's
either.
like MSGs and everything.
I bought at Costco those naked drinks. Do you ever buy
Oh yeah,
those
yeah.
smoothies?
Yep.
I had this olive green one today. It actually tasted really good, but it looks like you're drinking a glass of mold.
Oh yeah, well that's what we drink today.
That's what we
Is that
drink
what you
every
had?
day.
Today, we juiced today. We juiced kale, collard greens, parsley, and cilantro, and then we put a bunch of like fruits and other like cucumbers and stuff in there. Every single day since November of 2011, we've been juicing.
Really?
Every
So you
single
have one
day.
of those those really high tech juicing.
We
juicers?
got two of them. We got two different juicers. One's like a loud one that spins and it's a louder one, and then we got a quieter one that like does higher quality juicing, but it's slower. It takes longer.
Huh.
But it's amazing just how many nutrients you get out of that and how just you feel better. I feel more focused and more like balanced or something. I can't even explain
I
it. But
believe it. I
you know?
believe it. We're really very fruit and vegetable oriented. Very, very. And
You
I
sound
think
like
that
it. You
makes a
sound
big-
like it. You sound like I can talk just by talking to you. I can tell you don't eat like a lot of pizzas and things in boxes, and you just
No.
sound like you
Mm-mm.
eat like healthy.
You sound like you got a lot of energy.
We really try. So, do you guys really eat healthy all the time? Like, do you ever sit there and say, "Oh my God, I just want a pizza tonight"?
Oh yeah, we do that. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we call it fuck it night. Excuse my language, but we
Yeah.
have those like once in a while,
Mhm.
and you have to because we're not robots. And
Right.
I think if you eat a pizza every week, the rest of your life, it probably would do nothing to you. Or maybe not a whole pizza, but like if you ate like half a pizza a week, probably do nothing to you, you know?
Right.
If you ate it every night, you would die within probably 3.5 years of whatever, cancer and this and that. But it's just moderation and not doing it all the time.
Right.
You know?
Like,
Just-
I don't think I could be. Like, I don't care about eating meat. I mean, I'm just not particularly fond of meat. But so I could eat veggies all the time. But I really need my dessert.
Oh gosh, I know. That's what we haven't had it in like it's been a week now.
know.
We've done a week now of nothing but fruits, vegetables, and beans, and then we
yeah.
have some sardines. That's all we've had is fruit,
Even you're high proteining it too, huh?
vegetable,
yeah.
bean, and sardine, and we take a lot of enzymes. Right?
Okay.
For the
This is why in
gas.
the morning I line up everything.
All your pills?
I do.
You got like 60
the
pills?
Fish oil, the vitamin B, the I don't know even how to say it right. Turmeric.
Oh, turmeric.
turmeric,
Yeah, we're
yeah.
taking that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Vitamin D, vitamin E,
Uh-huh.
cinnamon, and I'm trying to think. That might be it. That's enough.
I'm gonna text you the multivitamin that I take. It's really strong and it has all that stuff in it. It's like loaded
Really?
with everything. Yeah, it's really good when you take that. We take glucosamine and then the
Right.
Milk thistle.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
Good for cleaning out the liver.
Right.
Because my
But
liver
you're like-
my liver has
Oh
a
my
lot of
God.
miles on it. I was like bad to my liver from I started huffing gas when I was 13, so I think it started right there. And then I think I slowed down when I was about 33. So there's like 20 years of just beating up the liver with whatever I can throw in there. Battery acid, shoes. Yeah, I was huffing gas at 13 because my grandfather was drinking and he wouldn't let me drink, so we started doing that. And I used to like leaded gas because it gave me a better buzz. So I'd huff leaded gas.
Don't you remember, like, when I grew up, first in New York City and then New Jersey or northern New Jersey. So growing up in Jersey, you never pumped your own gas. And still to this day, you don't pump your gas.
Yeah, you
in
don't
Jersey.
today still, yeah.
But I can remember, like, stopping at the gas station and rolling down the window and go,
Smells
"Wow,
good."
I love that smell.
God, doesn't it smell good?
Yes, it does.
You know what though? When you huff it, like when you stick your nose in the container and smell it, it doesn't smell as good.
No, I wouldn't
No,
do
it kind of
now.
burns. It's like it burns. I remember it burning, but I used to do like 100 in a row. I could do like 100 times in a row. And I just walk around like stumbling, and you could probably flip me upside down and write. I'm like a number 2 pencil. You just like write. I can write with my fingertips. I don't even need a pencil. I just like write. No, we're from.
I bet you were easy to take the SATs. You just brought yourself in and turned.
Did you
over.
bring your number 2 pencil except for Dave? I would like fill in everybody's. I'd be like 10 people would be using my fingers writing. She's from the Bronx, and her and I just moved down here from the Catskills.
Really?
We just moved
I
down
was
4
born in the
months ago.
Bronx,
Where in the Bronx?
on Turnbull Avenue.
Where is that?
It was. I want to say no. I moved out of there when I was young. So, but I want to say that we were not far from Eastchester Road,
Okay.
Bruckner Boulevard.
Oh yeah.
And I actually went to college in the Bronx. I went to Manhattan College in Riverdale.
Mm-hmm. Riverdale is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice place.
You went from the 242nd subway and you walked up a little bit and then you were in the massive mansions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Riverdale
Yeah.
should not be considered part of the Bronx.
Well, I mean, we always had a Bronx mailing address. I guess it depended if the school wanted to pretend that it was like, with the real people or if it was with the elite. I guess it just depended. Where in the Bronx were you born?
I was born in Manhattan, but I was raised on Fordham Road and Southern Boulevard.
Oh, okay. My sister went to Fordham.
I went to Fordham too.
Are you her
Did
sister?
you really?
Yeah,
How
for
about
graduate
that?
school.
Oh, how about that? And in Manhattan, we were sort of rivals.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or basketball, but neither one of them had really good basketball programs. So, yeah.
Yeah. Fordham's not big on that.
So you live in Philly now?
Yes, I've been living in Philly for a long time, right outside Philly. In the
I did some shows in Pennsylvania, like around the state. I do a lot of like corporate and private gigs. So I did Lansdale, PA. You know where that is?
Oh, that's not far. That's like about 4 miles from me.
And then Farmingdale or Farming something. Farming.
I don't know where that one
The
is.
Farmer in the Dale. Maybe I'm just thinking of a kid's nursery rhyme. My memory told you, number 2 pencil. The Farmer in the Dale. That's what it is. I was just singing the
All
Farmer
those
in the
lines are
Dale.
not helping you with your memory.
No, right when you said like 2 minutes ago. You remember that you said something that like remember when, and I'm like, whenever somebody says remember, right when it starts to remember, I tune out. I'm just gone.
No,
You
'cause
lost
it's
me.
not
You lost me
happening.
on remember. Memory shot. I wonder why. I don't recall.
Mm.
So Pennsylvania.
What's the temp
Mhm.
like?
What?
What's the temperature over there?
It was cold. It's been cold. It's been like in the 20s
Oh,
and
gosh.
below. It's been maybe 15 degrees
Oh.
earlier in the week.
Don't you get tired of that?
I was really tired of it for the past 2 weeks. Now we're supposed to get tomorrow. We're supposed to get like sleet and stuff, and then it goes to like a heat wave, like 38 degrees,
Woo!
and then it goes up to 60, and then the next day it's going back down to the 20s
So you're going up to 60 for like a day,
for one day.
and then you got a huge cold front coming in or something. Because we're gonna get down to like at night we're gonna get down to like the 60s here, so it's gonna be cold.
No, that's cold. Oh my God! that would
Believe
be
it or
like
not, that is
heaven.
cold.
No, it's gonna actually. We're looking at the next 4 days, the high is 81 and the low is like, I know.
Shut up.
Hold on. I got something good for you at the end of this. It's like 81 in the day, then it's like 62 at night, and then we're going to be high 61, low 48. So that for us, that's cold right here. 61 high.
I guess you need a jacket.
I like it. You know what? I like it. I like it cold. I actually like cold weather because it gets, I don't like it as cold as it is where you're at right now, but it gets so hot here for so long that you remember how bad that is, because it's brutal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like my energy level goes down. It's so hot, you just get tired. There's no old people anywhere down here. Like in the summertime, there's no old people. It's great.
Where did they go?
The roads are clear. They die. Half of them die. The rest stay in their places and don't come out because they will die. And the rest of them go home. Like April 1st, they all leave and head up north again.
Really?
Yeah, they all go back.
And they come back to Philly because no old people ever leave Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's
they don't?
true.
No, they don't. You're right.
They
They leave
don't.
New York. They leave, of course, Canada. And I think that's it. I think the only tourists we have are New York and Canada. That's all I see.
Those Minnesota people have to leave.
Oh, yeah. Minnesota, real good there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We like getting muskies. You got like muskies? Minnesota. It's my buddy's from there. He said he was depressed all the time. He was depressed. And he went to the therapist, and she's like, did you try canoeing? Well, did you try ice fishing?
Oh, God.
That'll really like get rid of the depression. Go out all day by yourself and ice fish. Sit in a tent all day and stare at the ice when you're depressed. That'll really shake the blues right there.
I don't even know how that's even a hobby or a sport. To me, that's just like torture. Why would you even do
God!
that?
Sit in just a cold room and just pull up a fish once in a while, and all you got to do is go to the grocery store and say, "Can I get 3 pounds of perch?" Oh, they got nothing to do up there. Is the thing. They're just. I don't know why people live in some of these cold, desolate areas when they can move down here. We bought our condo for $27,000.
Really?
Furnished, 5 minutes from the beach, furnished condo, $27,000.
Wow.
That's
Pool,
it.
hot tub, grounds are taken care of.
Sauna. There's no maintenance, no yard work, nothing at all. That's it.
I have a hot tub. I'll give me that.
Nice.
And
Well,
I
good for
do
you.
like going in when it's snowing.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It is. It's nice because it's covered.
Glass of
So
wine,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. It is nice. But
No,
other
it's
than
good.
that, it's a lot of maintenance. I have to mow. I mean, I only have a half acre, and I still have to do a lot of mowing and everything like that.
Well, when you get older, you can move down here with all the rest of them. You can move in where we live. We live in a retirement village. Actually, it's all 55 and over. It's 55 and over, but 2 of the buildings are under 55. So we live with all the old people.
But do they card you? How do they? I mean,
What's that?
do they card you?
They don't card me, but they yell at me all the time because they're like I'm doing something wrong. Hey, don't walk in the grass. Stop walking. Stay. Don't pick those oranges. They're not. Stop living.
Do
Stop
they
living.
card out to make it like part of it not
Oh,
55? Or is
Yeah.
that, like,
Well,
an
there's
economical thing?
like 35 buildings, and 2 of them are under 55.
And you chose to move there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, actually.
You know why? Because like you feel young again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was just going to say that. Like, does it make you feel young?
I feel young. I mean, I'm walking faster than everybody, and like I can push people down. They can't fight me, and I feel young. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, I can stay
You know
there for the
what?
next 30
A couple
years. I
weeks-
can just stay there.
I bet. And they say that. A couple weeks ago, I went into a at my health club. I said, you know what? I was tired of the treadmill. I said, I'm going to go take an aquasize class because somebody told me it was really good. And I never felt so young because
Oh yeah, all the old people love that.
oh my God,
Old
they were
ladies. It's all old ladies, right? No old guys, just
Oh.
old ladies.
And you know what? They weren't even doing the exercises because it
Talking.
happened to be the day he announced that what the Christmas party was going to be at the restaurant across the street. And they were all abuzz over what they were going to order for the entire hour. I was the only one doing the exercises.
That's pitiful.
And at the end, he said, thank you.
That is pitiful. If I ever get old like that and bored with life, that's exciting, just shoot me. I'm just going to jump off a bridge when I'm like 65. That's it. If I'm healthy and happy at 65, I'm like, you know what? It's been good. Let's just go now before it goes downhill and just do it.
That's
Just
when
do
life
it.
starts at 65.
I don't know. I hope.
I think that way. I think that way too. I think it's,
I feel like we're on a cruise ship where we live, because every day, wherever you go, it's just people are just hanging out, doing nothing, sitting in the pool all day. Nobody's doing anything.
There's entertainment too.
There's entertainment there. They
There's
have,
Do you do comedy? Do you do comedy?
They wanted me to do a show there in February, but the lady was going to give me 4 minutes. She goes, "We're having a talent show, and we can give you 3.5 to 4 minutes." And I said, "Well, I have like a ranting style of humor, and 3.5 to 4 is probably not long enough." And she goes, "Well, we can give you 4 minutes, so if you want to do it." She didn't even hear me. I'm like, "Do you guys listen to me? Do you listen?" That they don't, like, these older people, like, they don't really like listen anymore. Like, I do.
Well, I think they said once you reach a certain age, I think you don't have to. And
Yeah,
that's what I'm holding out for. I want to get to that age where I can finally do that.
No, that's what they do. They just kind of, they're in they don't really explain their feelings to people and talk about feelings. Like if a husband and wife are fighting, like at our complex, nobody knows about it.
Everybody knows about it. What are you talking
No,
about?
but they don't really they don't talk
It's like
about.
Peyton Place.
No, it's like anybody that's like, older people don't talk about like feelings like younger people do. They're different. They kind of hold stuff inside.
Yeah. They
you know?
close it in.
Yeah,
But they don't air their dirty laundry.
yeah, they
But
don't.
somehow we all know about it. That's the strange thing.
Because then they gossip about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm.
that's where we live. So it's it's interesting. You know, it makes you appreciate being young. I'll tell you that. How old are you?
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
What's that hello for?
Is this the Howard Stern show?
How do we have two? Wait a minute, Don, are you still here?
I'm still here.
Now who's this? Lance?
Is this the Howard Stern show?
Yeah, it is. This is my buddy, a comedian from New York City, Donna.
Oh, hello.
Lance, this is Donna.
I don't know how this works.
Oh, Jesus. Well, you got to talk and we'll listen to you. You're on air right now. Go ahead,
I don't
caller.
want to interrupt. Keep going with your story.
No. You called and we want to know why. Why did you call?
Wait, what was that other person talking about? Donna?
That's
Yeah,
Donna.
Donna. Good for
She owns a
you.
comedy website. It's a nationwide comedy website. Lance is a comedian in New York City, Donna.
Oh, really? So do you have a problem with the comedy clubs too, or do they like you?
Uh-oh.
How long is this show?
Lance is a little bit slow, Donna. He's a little slow. He'll pick up steam in a little
Donna,
bit.
where are you calling from?
Philadelphia.
Oh, nice. Hey, do you do comedy there?
No, I'm a writer, so I speak, but I don't do comedy in front of people.
Okay, cool.
I try not to do that.
Continue your story. I don't want to interrupt you guys.
Lance, are you near a computer or no?
I am. I'm watching you guys, but it shuts out on me every now and then. I don't know if it's my internet connection or what.
Her website is humoroutcast.com.
Right. And
Check
I have
that
a lot
out.
of stand-ups right on there. They practice their material on there.
There you go,
You know,
Lance.
You know
Wow.
Pat House?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Do you know Pat House? He's a Philly comic.
No, I don't.
Nice try,
I don't.
Lance. Lance just makes up names sometimes. He's like, Pete Jones? He tries to sound important. He's trying to blend in.
And isn't that doctor guy? Is there really someone with the last name House?
He just
I've
made
never
a name
heard
up.
that
He just
before
made it.
until that doctor show.
Google him.
Lance is
Google
just making
Pat House.
names up.
He's my buddy in Philly.
Oh, okay.
Sure,
I'll
Lance.
see now
Sure
I'll
he
have
is,
to look
Lance.
that up.
How many people are listening right now? Can we see the numbers?
6,300.
1,000.
6,300?
Yeah,
63 million.
No, I don't think they have a way, for some reason. I guess they don't have a way of knowing who's listening. It seems like with the technology, we can slice bread. We should be able to do that.
You think it'd be a numbers game?
Well,
What
if we
I find
count all
comedians
our
on your site, I
family.
see writers. I see.
There's a few comedians. If you have to go through them and read their bios, but we have Susie Soro, who's a stand-up comic out in L.A. We have T.K. Kelly. He's out actually. He's also a screenwriter, and I think he works mostly out of New York clubs, though. I forget. We have Rodney LaCroix. They're just different comedians who, they do different shows around. They write. I mean, they're just, but mostly it is their profession. The humor is their profession.
We got to check that out. I got to check that
yeah.
out.
And Mario Turchiarello, he's a screenwriter.
I think
too,
Donna's
as
just
well.
making up names now, too. Steve Zimbabwe, Kelly Fincis, Jim Sornesil.
You know what? Give me credit because I pronounced it without stuttering.
You're just
over
making
that.
up names. Those are just ridiculous names. Jim Poplawski. Jim Poplowski, what?
Hey, I'm very protective of my writers.
I know. They're probably all listening to him. Just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. I know you're real people. She doesn't make up names like Lance. All right, we got 1 minute to go, and the show is over. Donna, we'll talk before the next show. I'm not sure if I'm doing next week because it's a Super Bowl, and we might have
the
like
Puppy Bowl.
What's that?
And the Puppy Bowl.
The puppy? What are you talking about?
On the Animal Planet, they have the Puppy Bowl every day of the Super Bowl.
Donna, I think it's time for your meds. I think you better take them. Take the little blue pill first. Take the blue pill and take the red when you go to sleep.
Jeez.
All right, well, thank you for calling. And Lance, I don't know what to say to you, but I appreciate you guys calling in. We'll do it again next week if I decide to go on when the Super Bowl is, but I got to watch the bowl, though. I really want to see it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we got to drink and eat horrible food.
Yep.
Just like the rest of everybody else.
That's so right. If we don't talk next week, well, Jesus, Lance, I'm gonna kick you.
I want to see how many people are on this thing. Any single ladies out there, you can tweet at Lance Weiss.
Jesus, he's sad. He hasn't been laid in like 6 years.
At Lance Weiss, WEISS.
Lance, only 2 people or maybe 3 people heard that, and that includes us.
Oh, and by the way, my name is Dave Celestian, and we got Keisha Sullivan along with Donna Kavanaugh and Lance Weiss. We'll see you next time. Same place.
What was that? I'll tell you what that was. That was another fine show from ComedySlamRadio.com, where we put the .com